wish you all a warm welcome and thank you for taking the time to join us today. We launched our Zoho One update release just a few days ago now. It's the first major update it's had for a couple of years, so we've really packed it out well. We're very happy to have you with us for this post-launch event exclusively for our UK customers, where you can find out more about the new and improved features that can help you and your businesses. So my name's Julie, I'm based in the UK. I look after communications in the region and I'm moderating today's session. So we've got a few brief items just to go through before we get to the main event and what you're all waiting to hear. Just a few housekeeping points to follow. You'll all be automatically muted throughout the webinar, but you'll see on the left panel there on your screen, there's a questions button. So feel free to add in questions throughout the presentation, marking who you would like to answer those if appropriate. Some we might answer directly to you during the presentation in text, so keep an eye on that. But we've got some team members helping behind the scenes for that, but some we'll take at the end of the presentation so we can respond to everyone. But if we run out of time, don't get to every question, don't worry about it. We will come back to you and respond to answer all the questions offline afterwards. We'll be checking you can hear and see us during the presentation as well as we transition to our different speakers. So please do let us know as we go. And following the session, could we please ask that you click on the exit button rather than just closing your window on your screen? You'll then reach a very short feedback form. We'd really appreciate it if you could fill this out for us. It just helps us to improve moving forwards. Thanks in advance for this. We'll also be in touch in around a week's time to share the recording with you once we've done a bit of production work on it. But if there's anything else you need, of course, please contact us in the meantime with specific requests. So we'll just have a quick look at the agenda today. We've got an hour-long session to take you through the details of what's involved in the new Zoho One release and show you some of the best features. First, we'll run through what's new, and then we'll have a short demo and a Q&A session for around 15 minutes at the end. We've got two members of the Zoho team presenting to you today. You'll hear from Suvish Viswanathan first, and Suvish has been with Zoho for several years and heads up marketing in the UK and Europe. Then a little later, we'll have Navitha with us, who will go through the demo. Navitha has also been with us for several years now, and she is a customer success engineer in the Zoho One team. She will also be helping to answer some of your questions as we run through the session today. So without further ado, let's get started. And I'd love to introduce Suvish, who's starting today with a presentation. Take it away, Suvish.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Good morning, everyone. It's good to have all of you here. And this is, as Julie just said, that we launched Zoho One, the new version of Zoho One earlier this week, and we are really happy to tell you about what's in store and what are the new services, new features, new applications that we have launched with this release. I also see that many of you are new to Zoho One or Zoho's ecosystem. So we'll take a couple of slides just to give you a quick overview of Zoho in numbers, and then I will take you through the different applications that we have launched, why we have launched, what does it mean to you as a business, and towards the end we will have Niveta, who's going to give you a demo of the new interface that we have launched with this release. I'm hoping that many of you who are already a customer of Zoho One, you would have already switched to the new interface. Otherwise, Niveta is going to show you how to how you can switch to the new interface. So with that said, our business has grown pretty well over the last 25 years. So this year we complete 25 years in the industry. We are a 10,000 plus employees company. And all of us are geographically quite distributed. So we have about 25 plus offices around the world where our employees are working. This few months ago, we also crossed this sweet milestone of 500,000 customers, paying customers worldwide. So these are customers who are using at least one of our 50 apps on the cloud. And we also crossed 70 million users on the cloud. So Zoho as a business is growing pretty well. Customers are liking what we are building, and because we are an organic company, the growth is also organic. So it's not it's not on treadmill, right? So, with that said, Zoho One as a product was launched back in 2017. So it's been 4 years, and the customer growth also has picked up over the last few years. And today we have over 40,000 customers using Zoho One worldwide. Many of you are part of this number, so really thank you for the support that you have shown on this product, and we continue to invest more on this with every release that we do. In our annual release, we add more apps, we add more features. So that's how I think customers are also finding value in using a unified package like Zoho One. So, what does this unified package mean to us as a business? What are we trying to do with Zoho One? And you, as a customer, what are you getting out of it? Right. So, when we look at this unified stack, if I have to talk in a simple business language, uh, an application when it runs on your on cloud, be it a CRM application or a email campaign or a social media monitoring, all these applications, they have multiple stacks, layers of technology. So which infrastructure it is going to run, where is the data going to be stored, what kind of services are available in different applications, or what kind of applications are going to be part of such package. And if all this someone manages to sort of stitch together, will it be able to provide the experience that could delight the user? So these are multiple questions at different levels of magnitude, which we're trying to answer. and and the answer to that for us is how can we unify the experience at every level of the stack, every layer of the stack. It is not so if you just focus on, say, infrastructure or the apps layer, then the other layers would fall apart. So for us, it is important that we see Zoho One as a single product, and and provide the technical depth and the experience as a single product, not as multiple stack of products. So Zoho One, it's a vertically integrated stack for us, vertically integrated product where each application within Zoho One provides that technical depth which is needed, and the privacy consciousness part of it, right? So as a business, we are keen on data privacy. We take it very seriously. So at each layer of the stack, our endeavor is how do we bring privacy features to help you safeguard or your business to safeguard with various privacy violation that happens in the industry. So how can you provide privacy features to your end customers so that your business is on the right side of the law? So with that said, the idea in 2017 was to bring this all these layers together, and for that we call this as operating system for the business, because it's not just bringing an application or bringing an infrastructure together, but applications that could span across departments. So in a typical organization, you would have sales, marketing, finance, HR, IT. All these are different departments that are there in an organization. So with Zoho One, we are bringing all these departments together to use a single product that can vertically, not just go vertically deep into each of the functions. So, for example, a CRM or a social media monitoring or an accounting software, but can also work together as a cohesive unit, which we call it as operating system for business. Interestingly, when we launched this, or when we started using this tagline, operating system of business, it was uh, it was not common in the industry. This is, I'm talking about 7 6 7 years ago. But later we could now see there is operating system for work, there's operating system for HR, operating system for a number of things, payments. So that's I think what we believe is we are trying to build something which is really useful for the businesses. So with that said, this particular release that we had on Tuesday this week, the idea with this release was how can we apply the concept of unification in three main areas. So first is how do we provide unified services that cuts across the applications, so 45 odd applications that are part of Zoho One, how can we provide services that cuts across? How can we add more applications so that the unified package becomes more valuable for our customers? And then the third thing, which has been in work for some time now, is how can we make sure that the customer can do more with just single tap, right? So you don't have to go to these applications, but can achieve more by just staying in that user interface. So with that, we in this particular release we have launched three new services and also enhancements to the existing services, five new applications. So these are brand new applications for a Zoho One customer, and a completely new interface. So some of you would have already seen it in the last couple of days, uh, but Niveta is going to show you at the end why this experience was needed for us to build this cohesive story that we are trying to say. So with that, let's take the first. So we'll take it one by one. We'll take each of the focus areas and what we have built. So when you look at unified services, so unified services, like I mentioned, these are services that span across the app. So it's not just for meant for a CRM or an email marketing or a finance tool, but these are services that cuts across the applications. So for that, if you look at it, we already had a lot of these services in Zoho One. It's just that we have added a few more, and we have enhanced the existing services. And if you look at it, many of these services are also independent companies that exist in the market. So these are services that are, for example, analytics, business intelligence. So you would see there are companies that just do business intelligence as an offering, or search, or AI, or directory. So you have some large players who are providing directory services or single sign-on services, and these are all today part of Zoho One, right? So you don't have to worry about whether, as a business, you don't have to worry whether your business is getting the best of the breed technology by having a package, because these services are now part of the package. Now, when you look at the services, we have brought in four services. Some of them are improvements on the existing ones, and a couple of them are also a new service. So we'll take the first one, which is an improvement on the existing BI platform. So many of you are probably using our BI platform, Zoho Analytics, as part of the Zoho One package. But with this release, we are bringing in more pre-built reports and dashboard as part of the BI package. So which means that you don't have to worry about building these dashboards from scratch. Many of these are common business use cases. So these are use cases which we are probably hearing it from our clients or from the market, and we have built it with the package. So now you can just go to our analytics platform and choose the template or choose the report that you would want to use, and start using it, right? So moving from there, for us it was, since we had the data and we had built a platform to analyze the data, it was the next step to that was how can we make the data analysis process simpler for the user. That's how we launched this Zia Ask Zia feature. It's been there for a while now, but we are officially talking about it more, considering there's been a good usage of this feature with among our customers. So how does this work? As I said, we have the data, we have the analysis engine. Now we try to bring in the NLP concept, natural language processing concept, to let the business users ask questions to the data as they would ask in English, for instance, right? So what you see here on the screen is an example of how this can be executed. So you can go to the Ask Zia tab on the BI on the Zoho Analytics interface, and you could just ask the question that you would want to see the data of. Interestingly, yesterday Julie and I were in a briefing with an analyst, and he asked this question: uh, whether this also takes into account the permission part of it, right? So it's not everyone has access to all kinds of data in an organization. So you will get, if you are asking via a particular data or a report, you would get the query results only if you have access to that report, right? So while we have these applications, on top of these sets of applications, we also have got permission layer. So you get data that you are entitled to. So that's one new feature that we have introduced as part of our BI services. Uh, Adding on to that, we're going deeper into these services. So we had the engine, we had the analytics. Now we are trying to also give you recommendations or forecasting. So forecasting, this can be again used with your CRM data, your accounting platform, or your financial data, or the inventory, or any kind of operational data, where the data is subjected to our BI engine, and it will help you in forecasting the business performance. So this is a new addition to our existing service. Um, Adding on to that, the BI layer has gotten more powerful. Like I mentioned, it's a company on its own in the market, and it's growing pretty handsomely when it comes to standalone product. The entire product is now, with all these latest features, are part of Zoho One. Uh, Another feature or service that we have, it's a new service that we have launched with this release, is enterprise search. Now, what is enterprise search, right? So if you are today searching for, say, a particular contact in CRM, or maybe in your marketing automation tool, you would get the data that is present in that particular application. So for example, you would get in CRM, you would get the deals that are associated with the contact, or maybe invoices that are associated with that. But with our enterprise search feature, now because Zoho One has data from multiple applications, it could search that contact, like you can see it on the screen. It can search the contact from all these applications and give you the results. So as you can see, when I search for that contact, I could see the chats that I've had with this contact, any connect post or any emails, and CRM deals or invoices. So it becomes a single point, single place to get all the data that is associated with that keyword. You can extend it to not just contact, but also you can search for keywords, and this is not a plain search interface. You can also make actions on that, so it's an actionable result that you get, which will help you to execute the actions without really going into the application, right? So this is another interesting feature that we have launched with Zoho One, and with these, or rather, service that we have launched with Zoho One. um, Again, we could do these things because Zoho One brings the data together in a unified way. The third interesting service, it's again a new service that we have launched, is mobile device management. So this has been there in the market for a long time now, but the reason why we launch with Zoho One is, last year with the pandemic, we saw many organizations, many businesses struggling, with respect to the security part of it, or data security part of things, or provisioning of mobile apps or mobile devices. For example, your laptops, or your desktops, your mobile devices. All these devices earlier, what used to be within the premises of the offices, it had to be taken out because people were working remotely. So how do you manage these devices from a central location? How can you make sure that there is a antivirus rollout, for instance, or there are security patches that are going into these systems? So that's where we thought of bringing this particular service in Zoho One. Now with Zoho One, with an MDM add-on, you can manage devices which are platform. So it's a platform agnostic feature. So which means that no matter what kind of operating system your device is on, for example, an iOS or Windows or an Android system, Android device, you can manage all of them from a single location. You can also assign and group these devices together in a group, so which it will help you to roll out, say, applications. So if you have, for example, for HR, you have n number of devices, and you want to roll out Zoho People or some kind of third party application to this group, you could do that. So all this is now possible with Zoho One's MDM add-on. MDM means mobile device management. So MDM also extends to mobile applications management. Again, it's all these applications that are there on your mobile devices. You could yeah, you could provision the access to it for certain users, enable, disable. All of that can be managed from your central admin console. So this is an interesting feature that we have launched, and as your business grows, these kind of services would become very important for you to function smoothly. And we thought it is good to have as part of the Zoho One package. So a couple of more screenshots just to show how this would work. This is an add-on, so you will have to separately configure this. So as part of Zoho One package, this particular add-on will give you free access or free, you know, of free of cost. It will help you to manage about 25 devices, and anything above that there is a charge for it. So at least you will be able to, if you want to roll it out for a small set of team, you can always do it for without any additional price. uh, Last part of the new service that we have launched is org dictionary. So this is each one of you would know that there are certain keywords or certain terminologies that are very regularly used within your teams or within your organization, but it's not a common word outside. So we came up with this concept of org dictionary, where the org admins can upload, can have set of keywords as part of a centralized dictionary. So if you're using, say, a Zoho Writer, for instance, what you see here on the screen is Zoho Writer, our word processing tool. It's part of Zoho One if you have not used it yet. So you would see that whenever you use these keywords, it will not be marked as red because the word is already there in the dictionary. So similarly, when you use any kind of editor or editing services within Zoho One, so for example, Writer, Email, Connect, Click, all these applications, when you use the org dictionary, sort of runs as a service across these applications. And if you're using those keywords, it would check with the org dictionary and mark it as a common keyword, so it's not marked as an error. So these are a few services that we have launched with this release. And as you can see, the idea with these services is to make your life a little more easier at work, and also add more power to the existing set of apps that you're using with Zoho One. But that doesn't stop there. We When we are looking at, so we checked at the services, 4 new services. Now coming to the apps. So adding apps to Zoho One has been, I think, regular concept for us. So we launched Zoho One in 2017 with 30 apps. Today we have 45 apps on Zoho One. So that's 15 new apps in the last 4 years that got added to the package. And each of the app, like you would know, that it's a product in its own, outside of Zoho's ecosystem or even within Zoho's ecosystem. So that's the if you look at apps, we cover different categories within an organization with our apps: marketing, sales, services, finance, HR. All these are departments that are there in any mid-sized upmarket organizations. And we have apps for each of these departments. For example, marketing alone, we have about 8 to 9 apps that could cover uh, almost all the uh, almost all the operations for any marketing team. For instance, the marketing team that I have, or in Europe, we run entirely on Zoho's marketing tools, right from the website or even Showtime that we are using right now. Yeah, so but then we thought there are few more apps that are important, considering what happened last year, and I think that prioritized the kind of apps that we would want to include in the package. So we saw that last year, almost every business is trying to have some kind of presence, commerce presence in on the cloud. So that's the digital commerce part of it. Remote collaboration became more important than ever as we started working from home. And then data. We are getting all kinds of data in our enterprise, in our business. But how do we manage this data so that, or clean up this data, prepare this data so that we have more accurate results, accurate analytics in place? So we prioritized these three as the focus area, and identified the apps that would fit perfectly with for our Zoho One customers. So when we looked at the first part, which is digital commerce, so we have an app called Zoho Commerce. This was launched back in 2019 as an individual app, and it still continues. All these apps continue to be sold individually. It's available on our website. People can go buy as a best of breed app. But now Zoho Commerce is part of Zoho One, and it's not just a website builder, because we have Zoho sites for that. But Zoho Commerce is truly a commerce business builder, so where you have features to track your inventory. There are integrations with payment gateways. There is marketing involved in that, marketing part of the business, which you can achieve with Zoho Commerce, and analytics, of course. So this is now part of a part of Zoho One, and with the basic version itself, without adding any add-on, you would get a lot of features, functionalities that you can use for business if you're planning to go online. Moving from digital commerce, we looked at remote collaboration as another area that we should focus on. And when we look at remote collaboration, we already have over 20 apps, or about 15 apps in remote collaboration communication sector. But we wanted to add more that's more relevant for the changing times. So these are three new apps that are going to be part of Zoho One, starting with Lens. Lens is a remote support tool. So you would wonder, we already have Zoho Desk in Zoho One. What is Lens, right? So Lens allows, if you are a company with field services team in place, where your colleagues are going to the customer's place, or to on the field, they are on the field to troubleshoot issues with your products, then they can use Zoho Lens app to identify the issue and send it back to the main headquarters. So it also has augmented reality as a feature that will help you to annotate, any issue that the service agent has found. So it could be like, say, for example, a bike repair shop. They could just go in wherever there is an issue, identify that, send it back to the team, and then they can help you to troubleshoot. So Zoho Lens is also integrated with a few of the relevant apps with Zoho One. So it makes the movement of data a little more seamless, seamless for the business. Second app as part of the remote collaboration that we launched is LMS platform, learning management system platform. It's called Zoho Learn. This was internally launched last year, For us, so as I mentioned, we are a 10,000 member company with employees in various parts of the world. Uh, for us, it was important that we have, while we had to work remotely, but we have a single platform where we could collaborate, learn from training materials, from documents, and each of these materials and documents are specific to a particular team, or maybe to an org-wide kind of rollout. So Zoho Learn helped us, and we believe it will help different businesses as well. So where now you can create, if you are a group of members, part of a team, you could create various documents, training materials, and give access to your team members. Or if you are an HR department, you could create various policy documents, or various compliance teams can create compliance, or privacy teams can, security teams, they can create videos, training materials that can be given an org-wide access. So it gives you a platform to learn and collaborate over the cloud. And this system also has feedback rating, review rating kind of engine as well, which will help you to rate the materials that you have uploaded. So with that, the third one, we reached to the third app, which is called Team Inbox. Team Inbox is a shared inbox concept for the teams. Now, what that means is, let's take for an example, if you are group of, if you are, let's take for example marketing. I might have agencies that I work with. I might have Julie might have, for instance, PR agencies that she's working with across the region. So she could create a folder that has people from agency in UK, Spain, France, Germany, and they may have different email domains. They may not have everyone may not have Zoho domain, so they may have one. Some may have Gmail or Outlook. So you could create an inbox that with all these people, and they don't have to. The advantage is they don't have to forward or CC different members. Instead, they would all get the emails. They can collaborate while writing, while making a draft. So there are few features that will help you to collaborate more, working when you're working remotely, and also more making it more effective. So that's the third application within that remote collaboration section that we have launched. All these are again available with Zoho One, and some of it we are taking it a phased approach. So some of it you would see already in live with you, and some of them would be made live in the next couple of weeks. Then the third category of app that we have looked at is the data management. So data over the last several years, it has been on an exponential growth. The amount of data that is there in any enterprise. Now, how good is that data? Right, that's the question that we all try to find answers to, because even with Zoho, we have data sources, multiple data sources, and how good is the data? How effective is the data? So we spend there's a study that showed that showed for a data management team, about 70% of their time is spent on preparing the data than really making sense of the data or making an analysis out of the data. So that's where this particular tool called Zoho Data Prep helps. This was a tool, Zoho Data Prep was launched a couple of months ago as part of our BI platform. Now with this, it's a holistic tool that helps in preparing the data. It connects with multiple data sources. So you could have Excel sheet, for example, as a data source, or you could have multiple cloud databases. So you could have a third-party SaaS application, a CRM application, or any of these cloud databases that'll have a huge amount of data. You could bring the data onto Data Prep. Data Prep will help you to clean the data, enrich the data if it is required, and catalog it in a way that can then be exported to an analytics tool, for instance, which will help you to analyze things more accurately. So that's sorry. So that's what. So if you look at the screen here, On the left hand side, I have the data which is in a raw format, and you would see that there are multiple analysis that or points that this tool highlights. So as you can see, 74% of the data that is there in this example is valid, but the rest 27% has some kind of issue. So it could be a missing row or a missing field. So it can identify that, and you can add the data in that. Not just that, it also gives you suggestions. So based on what it learns from your data set, it can also give you suggestions. Say, for example, if the currency value that you have put is in US dollars, but there are or in sterling, and you want to add US dollars to it, so it can also suggest based on the historical trend, hey, you might want to add sterling here instead of dollars. So it'll help you in preparing this data, which can then be sent to your Zoho Analytics, for instance, to give you accurate analysis. And now with forecasting, it will help you to accurately forecast what your data is trying to say. So with that, so these are 5 new apps that got launched. I've got a quick poll coming here, so please spend some time in answering this. So it will come on your screen. You just have to select the most appropriate one. Um, okay, so the question is, which of the newly introduced apps in Zoho One you are most excited about? Polling starts now. Okay, results are pretty much same as what we are seeing it in other webinars as well. But, I'll close the poll in another 10 seconds. Those of you who are yet to answer, I will request you to please put your vote. All right. So let me show the result to everyone. So it's data prep is a winner. I'm not sure if it's because, but this is expected. It's one of my favorite apps as well, because it helps me to reduce the time it takes before I analyze the data. So yeah, most of the people have answered data prep. Zoho Learn is the next most exciting tool for them, followed by Commerce, Team Inbox, and Lens. Thank you for that. Thank you for participating there. So moving on from the apps, we come to the third point, which is unified experience. Now, unified experience. There is Niveta is going to show this show demo to you in a while, but I can quickly take you through the screens before I give the controls to her. Uh, so what you would see in her demo is a new interface. So it's a unified interface. Like I mentioned at the beginning, the idea was to bring all the apps, all the configuration settings on a single. So it was a big task for us, because it was bringing 45 apps on a single console. But this is something which I think we have taken the first step. So please try to use these apps if you are having any issues. As you know, we are always there to fix those issues. uh, yeah, navigation, instead of now going to different apps, you can navigate it from the left hand side panel, as you can see here. Calendar, this is an interesting, I think it was one of the most asked feature, where because we have calendar, or we have capabilities to set appointments in multiple apps. For example, CRM, your bookings, Recruit, all these apps have its own they have their own calendar. But now with unified calendar, you can see the schedule from these apps. For example, if it's CRM, if you would see on your calendar, Zoho calendar, what are the kind of different appointments that you have. And not just that, when you put an appointment on the Zoho calendar, it'll also show up in your CRM calendar. So in some of the apps, we have made it a bi-directional sync, and we are adding more and more apps as we speak. So that's unified calendar. This is, again, I think it will be best if you see it live. So I'll wait for Niveta to show this to you, on how this unified dashboard would help you to give a glance view on what's happening in your organization as soon as you log into Zoho One. So there are widgets that we have designed, 50 plus widgets, that are part of this release, which you can just choose, and put it in your dashboard, and then start monitoring or start seeing it from the word go. So, and then unified configuration. If you have been using Zoho One for a while, you would know that it is a pain to go into each app and configure the settings. But now with unified configuration, you can choose the apps right from that interface and configure the settings. So with that, where are we heading, right? So the idea here is to not just build an operating system, but that would work within Zoho's ecosystem, but also expand beyond Zoho's ecosystem. So here we have a thriving marketplace. I'm not sure how many of you have heard about it, but this marketplace is designed to bring more third-party apps within and work with Zoho. So we have about 1,400, 1,300 odd third-party apps that are now integrated with Zoho, and all these apps and marketplaces are available on our marketplace. So you can take a look at that. The marketplace is also available in our EU data center. So you can take a look at that and see whichever apps that you're currently using, you can integrate, you can buy that add-on and integrate with Zoho. So not just for apps, we have extended it to telephony providers as well. So these are some of the most popular telephony providers you would see in the market. We have over 100 telephony providers in our marketplace, and as we are getting more and more requests, we try to bring them on as well. So these telephony providers or these services are also available not just for like one app, but CRM, or if you are a recruitment company, you have access to these telephony providers as well. So with that, that's what I meant from moving from operating system to an ecosystem where we are not trying to lock you in just the Zoho's ecosystem, but you can continue to use whatever apps that you've been using, and still work with Zoho. So with that, I would it's time for one more poll. I'm sorry for that, but I think I missed it at the beginning, and then I'll probably give it to Niveta. So this is just to know how many apps that you are using with Zoho One. Some of you probably are new to Zoho, but this will give us an idea. Okay, what is the? You can see some people are new, which is good. Yeah, so these are like 3 to 5 number of apps, 5 to 10. If you are more than 15, that's pretty good. So you just basically running most of your operations on Zoho One. And if you're new to Zoho One, you can choose the last option. So I'll keep this open for 5 more seconds, and then I'll give it to Niveta. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. So we have most of them are using 5 to 10 apps, which is quite good. So with that, let me thanks for listening. We are around, so we'll look at your questions. But let me pass the mic to Niveta.
Yeah, thanks, Suvish, for all the detail of the new release. So Nivita's going to take us into the demo, but just a quick reminder, thanks to all of those of you who've popped questions in the box. If we haven't answered them, we'll come to as many as we can at the end. But yeah, continue to ask those. So without further ado, I will now hand over to Navita. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Suvesh. I have a set of questions which is yet to be answered, but let me first walk you through the new UI, and then I will be here to answer each of your questions. If that works, let me share my screen so that I can show you. Yes, can you see my screen now? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Great. Thank you for that, Julie. Okay, then. So, as every one of like since the poll was there, I was able to see that we had a couple of Zoho One customers. Yes. So this page is going to be the version which we are using right now. So the version whenever a person signs up for Zoho One, so this will be the screen they will be stepping onto. So once you go to one.zoho.com, this will be the dashboard where the application will be listed. So, adding to few points on how the next version we had to step onto, the main motto for the new version was unification. Earlier, Zoho One is a product, or it was working like a framework. But then again, coming to this particular launch, we wanted to ensure we're going to provide Zoho One as a product by itself. And so, in order to achieve that, we had to work on a lot of unification. Why? Because unification is one important factor where a product stands for itself. And also, we do go ahead, let the customers know Zoho One is going to be like an operating system for the business. So, we wanted to ensure we're going to provide an operating system where they can just go ahead, access everything on a single screen. So that's where exactly our step for the new venture started. And here we are. We have launched it earlier, and just answering to a few questions which was being like popping up earlier. So the new version is available for all the customers. So there are three categories here. If you are trying to sign up today for Zoho One, you will be directly redirected to the new version, as in the new version which has been like launched recently. If you are using Zoho One with less than 50 users, or if you're trialing Zoho One, you do have an option here called trial new version. When you click on the option trial new version, it will redirect you to the new version of Zoho One. So this is the new version, and this is how exactly it looks for you. So if you're trying to step out on the new version, so this will be a clean slate for you, where you can create your new dashboards. And also, we have given you a guide, an admin tour, if you wish to have a tour before getting onto the new version or before exploring the new UI. Here is it. You can just go ahead, play them, have a quick tour of each and every one of the modules which is a part of Zoho One, so that it's going to be like much more easier for you when you toggle. So let's step on to the new UI. So this is the new UI. So once you have stepped on to Zoho One's new version, this is how exactly it looks. So as Suvesh mentioned a few topics here, or a few modules, few highlights, features, I'm going to walk you through each one of them. So before starting, so if you still wish to, like, you would like to toggle between the new version and the older version, you have to just click on your profile picture. You will have an option where you can toggle between the new and the old version. So it will be available for all the customers. So you can try the new version. So until you get used to it, you can switch back to the older version, and you can toggle between the new and the old version. So right now it is available for all users. But coming to the third category, where customers who have a Zoho One organization with more than 50 users, so this particular trying new version option is available only for the admins. So the admins, once they provide you the privilege of using or trialing the new version, you do will have an option called trial new version in the top right, as we had earlier. So that's about how exactly you have to step into the new version. And let's go on and have a look on how exactly the features are. So the first and foremost thing of the new UI is the unified dashboard. So I personally call it as a widget screen. So the main idea why we wanted to have a dashboard is to ensure we provide a lot of insights of application, because Zoho One by itself is going to be a bundle of 45 plus application. So trying to use or trying to just try few application or knowing few application might be a tedious task. So we wanted to reduce those shortcomings here by ensuring or by giving you a unified feel, so that you know which particular application is the purpose of each and every application on a go. So let's take, you have started using Zoho One. So as per the poll, I do see people have started using and they are using a more of 5 to 10 apps. So let's take, when you start a day, if you would like to know where exactly your sales is, or what exactly happened to the last sent campaign, or if you would like to know about the updates, as in like, is there any click mentions or is there any missed chats, all those information can be directly viewed, or a glance of all those things can be given using this dashboard. So all the options here are like running out of widgets. So let's go ahead and try to create a new dashboard. So how exactly you can create a new dashboard is by clicking on the new dashboard icon here. So once you click on the new dashboard icon, it gives you a place where you can name your dashboard. So you can create several count of dashboards. So in order to distinguish between each one of them, we do give you an option where you can just go ahead, create a dashboard by giving a name for it. So let's take, I'm just going to use it for my marketing purpose, or I'm going to have widgets of marketing apps inside this particular view. At that time, I can name it as marketing. So coming to visibility, so who can view the particular dashboard, and who all can have an access to it. So here we go. Either you can share it with all your peers, or you can have it for yourself. So here is where exactly you can define the visibility of each and every dashboard. And as Subesh said, we have collectively like took a count of 50 widgets incorporated inside this particular widgets category or catalog. From here, you can just go ahead, click on the particular widget, and the widget automatically pops up here. So similarly, we have categorized it depending upon the usage of the product. So earlier we had a lot of feedbacks from the customers stating these are the widgets which they frequently use. So depending upon which, we have categorized 50 widgets as for now, and we have categorized them as sales, HR, marketing apps, help desk, finance. We try to cover most of the apps, the widgets across most of the apps here. And this particular 50 widgets, it's not going to be stable, since as I said earlier, the UI is already launched. We have started receiving a lot of feedbacks, and people have started giving us a lot of widgets which needs to be like added over here. So this widget is going to be keep on growing depending upon your feedback. So we are trying to incorporate as much as feedbacks as you need, I mean as much of widgets you need depending upon your feedback. So try to give a look of the widgets which is being like pre-filled here. If in case if you need a widget which isn't available here, please do write to us. We do take it as a feedback, and we ensure we work on it, and one day you do have your widget handy here. And then you have to just click on save. So once you save it, the widget will be available here. So for now, I have created 3 widgets. So before proceeding further, Zoho runs on Zoho. So we have already started trialing this. So since I am from a support background, we usually talk with customers. And what exactly I miss is like, if in case if I'm not near my desk, I used to miss certain chats. So this particular dashboard gives me an highlight of what exactly happened. So like if in case if I would like to know which mail, or if I have got any priority emails or priority chats, if I have missed something very much important, this dashboard helps me out to start a day and where exactly my priority needs to fall in. So that's exactly this dashboard, and this is how exactly the dashboard helps us on a daily basis. So whenever you create a dashboard, we do have an option for you to delete them. You can edit them, you can modify it, you can toggle between the tabs here, and you have the entire privilege to have your own widgets on a place. So that kind of customizations we have given for the widgets inside Zoho One. So this is all about the dashboard. And let's move on to the next important unification, which is going to be pinned and other apps. So earlier we didn't have the toggle screen. We initially had a place where you can group your application. We wanted to give you much more unified feel. So we try to give you a place where you can pin your favorite apps, and also where you can view your recently used apps. And another important unification is like earlier, whenever you click on an application, this application usually gets opened on a new tab. So toggling between tabs is being like completely overruled with the new UI. So whenever you click on an application, the application directly loads onto the same screen. And also, if you would like to open it on a separate application, we have given you an option where you can just click on the open in new tab hyperlink. Once you click on it, it helps you out in opening the same application on the new tab. So these kind of technicalities we wanted to ensure we provide it to the customer so that they might use it depending upon their wish and will. So this is the unified interface where you can access the apps directly from a single screen. And the other apps is the apps, if in case if you're trying new apps and if you would like to have them listed, so this is a place it will be listed. And we do have another place which is called as more app section. So when you click on more app section, this gives you an overview, or the grouping which we had earlier can be done here. So you can just go ahead, group the apps here. You can name your own apps. You can group them depending upon your usage. And coming to the apps which is yet to be used. So as every one of us know, Zoho One is a bundle of app. So we do provide a bundle of 45 plus application. So if you would like to know what are the application which isn't being used by your organization, so this is a place where you can search for. And also, I was like looking at the question section earlier. So there were certain questions where this particular application is a part of Zoho One or not. So this is a place where you can search for all those things. So IT management, which is a custom application inside Creator, is a part of Zoho One. And where exactly you can find it is here. You have to just search for the app, and you will be able to see the app here. You have to just hit on the add option. Once you click on add, the particular application will be listed under my apps. You can group them and you can start using it. So this is a ease of finding out what exactly is available for what exactly you pay for Zoho One. So this is all about the application management, and also how exactly you can organize your application. So in the new UI, we have modified few things. So the first is the terminology. Earlier, we had the name of admin panel. Now we do have we have recoined it as directory. So the contents which is inside the admin panel is available in the directory section of the new UI. And coming to Zia Search, Zia Search is, as said by Suvesh, it's going to be sustaining as the same as the one which we had earlier. But then again, in this launch, we have added like a new thing where you can search, or this particular search gives you an insight even for the third party application as well. So earlier we didn't support the third party application support. Now you can go ahead contextually ask something which is available in the third party application. So having said that, let's step on to calendar. So, since we had a couple of feedbacks from people letting us know that calendar is something which people were been looking for unification. So, in this launch, we wanted to ensure we do provide a unification of calendar. So, what exactly this calendar does is this calendar gives you an overview of your meetings across five of the listed Zoho apps. I'm just going to show you what exactly the five apps are. And also, we do support third party calendars, as in, let it be your Apple Calendar, iOS, or might be your Outlook. or Microsoft calendars, you can have them integrated inside the calendar of Zoho One, and you will be able to see the events which is being scheduled inside your calendars. That is the third party calendars, even inside this particular page. So give me a quick minute. I'm just trying to load this screen. So that's about calendar in Zoho One, the new UI. So the other important thing which I wanted to show about calendar is like you can schedule calendars, and there are like two-way syncs and there is a single-way sync here. So two-way sync CRM, like you have CRM, mail, and recruit where you have two-way syncs. So other three application we do not have a two-way sync, but then again there is a one-way sync. So whenever you create an event inside your recruit or might be any other application, the particular event will be visible here, but then again whenever you create it here, it will not be visible there. So it's kind of a one-way sync, but then again for other application, we do have a two-way sync for this. So having said that, let's directly step on to our org dictionary. So org dictionary, this is a place where you can define the keywords. So you can either import the keywords or you can just go ahead manually add the keywords. So let me show you the org dictionary here. So usually these are the designations which any organization might have. If you have any kind of a keyword which you would like to include, this is a place where you can have it added. And let's step on to device management. So the first point is like, how am I going to enroll a device? So you can directly send out, choose the user, or you can just go ahead, ask the user to enroll the device by scanning the particular QR code, or you can just send it out to the particular employee, and they can just go ahead and enroll the device. So here, there are two types. One is bring your own device, and the other is corporate enrollment. Bring your own device means you're going to register or you're going to enroll the personal device of an employee. Coming to corporate enrollment, this is an enrollment where an organization provides gadgets for their employees. So these are the two types of enrollments. And coming to devices, this is how exactly the devices looks once enrolled. The device once enrolled, it will be like marked against the user, and it will also show you the groups and profiles along with the apps which is being like enrolled for this user. So when you click on the particular gadget, it gives you the insight of, or gives you a summary of the gadget, the information of the technicalities of the particular gadgets, and also the profiles which the particular device is associated with. And coming to installable apps, so this is a place where you can distribute the application. So you have to just click on distribute app. You have to choose the application, and you can either choose it as silent installation or you can go with manual installation. So silent installation is a place where you do not need a consent of the particular device owner. So this is usually possible with corporate enrollment. If in case if a device has been enrolled in a corporate method, you have the entire hold of the device. So you can prompt the user to start using an application without any manual consent. But coming to bring your own device category enrollment, you have to manually assign it. Once you assign the particular application and distribute the app, what exactly happens is a notification will be sent to the device. The employee needs to manually approve the consent so that the application gets installed on the device. Similarly, you can update all the application, like the mobile application, and also you can delete them. Having said all those, with respect to distributing apps, we do have remote lock. You can lock a device, completely wipe a device content. If in case if it is bring your own device, that is your the personal employee's device, you can use corporate wipe. Just the installed apps alone will be removed, and clear passcode if in case if the particular employee forgets the passcode.
Navita, I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're 4 minutes over time now, so I just need to flag to everyone. Sorry for keeping you on extra minutes. what we will do is we will go to some questions now, and we'll be sharing the recording with everyone within around a week from this date. So if you do need to drop off, then of course do, and you'll see those questions afterwards. So we'll continue for about another 10 minutes to take the questions. And yeah, apologies if we've kept you for a bit longer than planned. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and take some of these questions. So, question from Jasmine Bonte: are there widgets available from the marketing automation tool?
Yes, it is. So we do have, as I said, there are collective of 50 widgets, and we do have certain widgets for marketing as well. But then again, maybe the widget which you are looking for might be available in the list. If in case if it isn't, please do let us know. We can try to have it incorporated.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And Christy, thanks for your note. It is indeed exciting stuff. Christy Lake has said we want to be able to track our performance against our objectives and key results at an organisation and a person level. Is this available to do in analytics?
So we have Zoho Analytics. It is integrated with some of our apps like your projects and CRM campaigns and people. So it is possible to bring the data from these apps. However, if we know the requirements a little more in detail, we can definitely try to address this.
Sure. We've had a couple of questions around data prep availability and when it will come into Zoho One.
Yeah.
Yes, data prep is going to be a part of Zoho One, but then again, we are almost there in the final phase where we are going to be like making it available under the ad application on the UI. But then again, it might take a week or two for that to be completely available inside Zoho One. But I would ask you to give a try with the trial version, because you do get a trial of 15 days. If you have utilized the 15 days, please do write to us. We do extend it if you are a Zoho One customer.
Okay, thank you. And we have also had a couple of questions around, can somebody release the whole? Sorry, I just saw a question come up there. So, just with a question from Chris Barnard, with regard to the dashboard, Chris notes the options tend to be application specific, and similar information is not able to be merged. So, for example, the mentions, the app mention, seems to only pull in app mentions from Click. Why can this not include app me?
Okay, so yes, this is already being reported, and we have already started working on it. So, might be in a couple of days. At me will also be available.
Okay,
So
thank
for
you.
now, yeah.
Yes, just
Yeah, so there's this question on FSM. Julie, if you want to take this.
yeah. Why is
Yeah.
FSM, which is Field Service Management, not available in Europe?
Yeah, I think so. FSM is under trial right now. We have opened up for a limited set of users who showed interest when we started talking about it last year. So soon, as soon as we finish up the pending items, this will be available in the European data centers as well.
Okay, thank you.
Uh,
It's just
Okay.
Let me just project this one.
okay from Chris Barnard again. Chris notes his calendar does not include Zoho meetings. It is selected. What about other meetings and events from Connect, CRM, other, etc.? They're not showing at the moment.
Okay, so coming to meeting, answering to this question, as I said, unification is yet to be complete across all the 45 plus apps. So we have started, we have stepped on to the unification as a first step with 6 application. So meeting is a kind of a platform which is being used to set up a call or maybe an event or an activity. So we do have meeting, but again, it is again in the beta phase. Might be if you want, you can drop us an email. We can check if it can be a while for you. But then again, we have a lot of requests on the same, and we have given them a beta access for that. But for now, I would say like let's wait for the launch or the meeting to be a part of the calendar itself, so that it will be easy for you to like use it. But for now, meeting isn't available inside the calendar.
Thank you, Niveta. Julie, I'm going to project some of this now.
Yeah. Okay, from Phil Sawkins. So Phil has the new UI from the early beta and asks, when he opens a link from CRM in a new tab, it jumps back to the old CRM blue layout. Is this intentional? Is it a setting or is it a bug?
Okay, it is intentional. The thing is like we are going to handle this case, but for now, it's intentionally made to jump back to the old blueprint.
So, Niveta, I also saw some questions on if they want to revert back to the old UI, would that be possible?
Yes, yes, it is possible. Like you have to just click on the profile picture, and you do have an option to try old version.
And can people create their own widgets?
Oh no! For now, you have to pick up from the list of widgets. As I said, 50 plus. But then again, we like during the launch, like 3 days back, we had 50, and now it's cross 60. So we are trying to add more of widgets into the list. So for now, you have to use the predefined widgets. But then again, maybe the next step will be the customized widget.
Yeah. Okay. So I got this question from Steve. Uh, I just tried to activate MDM and it said
Okay,
the basic version. Yeah, so full version was a costed add-on. Yes,
it
yes, it
is.
is. It is a costed add-on. As part of a basic version, you will be able to monitor 25 devices. Anything more than 25 devices, it will be charged. Currently,
Okay.
so
So
Niveda, do you want to pick up any question?
yeah, I do. The one which is like given by Amelia. So we
Okay.
are an org of 50 users. Our new users we had automatically on the old version by default. Yes, they will be there in the old version. So only when you provide an access, only when you approve them to access the new version, they do get the particular privilege. So unless and until they will be put across the older version.
So I think we can take 2 or 3 more questions and then we'll need to close the session.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, okay. The widgets only seem to be Zoho application specific. Why can't it pull in all the similar items? Yeah, so that's something which we are working on. So once we completely give you a customized widget where you can just go ahead, pick on and create your own widget, at that time this can be feasible. But here we do have a slot where we have to pick on just few widgets or mostly used widgets. So we had a shortage of things where we will not be able to like give you similar items, but then again might be like in the future you will have the privilege to create your own widgets.
Okay.
So okay.
Do you want to pick up a last question, Niveta?
Yeah, I'm just checking on something unique. We
Yeah,
spoke a lot. Yeah.
I'm just going to say, for any that we don't get to, everyone, we'll come back to you separately. So please be assured of that.
Yes, I think most of them are similar to the same questions we spoke about. Data prep, yes, we spoke about that.
Uh, we don't have any dates to force all the clients to move to the new Zoho One interface, right? So we don't. I think so. Yeah. So you'll have sufficient time before making that move. And this is a work in progress. A lot of these features that we showed as part of the unified interface, like Niveta also mentioned, a lot of these are work in progress. You would see improvements happening on a weekly basis uh, as this goes along. Okay.
Okay, so for that, I'd like to say thanks to Navita and Suvish for taking those questions. And also a huge thank you to all of you for attending and taking the time to join us today. We'd love you to share information and talk openly on your channels about this, help spread the word about all these new features and functionality. We'll be in touch very soon with a recording and with the answers to any of your questions we didn't get to. So we'd like to wish you a fantastic rest of your day and weekend ahead. Thanks again for
Yeah.
joining us,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone. And please give your feedback as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Julie.